Salutations upon all points. I've had fucking food poisoning for all weekend. Made some shit, and I've been throwing up all weekend. So that's been really great. I've been really having a great time. But it's tool time, and I keep missing it when it happens. Last time I was gonna record myself watching stuff. Not this one. This is the Disgustipation podcast from Disgustipated, Jeffy. But El Jefe. But what is this? Episode 10. Ooh. So we made it down to the kingdom. I've been trying to I just have not been able to do stuff. I have been so fucking sick. I've been painting this thing, but no, I just can't. Whatever. Tool time.
Hello, Seventh Day Ascendant children, to the Indigo children, my insufferable brothers and sisters. Welcome to the unofficial Tool Podcast.
Insufferable retards.
The show that goes elbow deep, overthinking, and analyzing Tool songs. So much overthinking that you haven't gotten the episode that I promised you, and I am here to apologize for that. Most humbly, I've pretty much been trying to work on it non-stop.
I'll cover his face.
I
didn't mean to cover his face. I thought it would.
Breaks where I've had to gather my
I thought that was going to line up different.
And like I said, I overthink pretty much everything, not just Tool songs. I'm a chronic overthinker. I'm overthinking this as we speak. I've overthought the show of the podcast.
Right? It's hard to do stuff. It's hard to do stuff, isn't it, Jeff? Like, to keep doing it. You can make a script. Maybe you write it out. I don't know. Maybe you write a shitload of them out. But do you ever... you can record, though. I realized I think I can record, too. I downloaded YouTube Editor onto one of these phones. I have, like, a bunch of these really shitty phones. But this is a tablet. You can see it in the mirror. It's like a tablet. So I think I can edit with one of these things. Because here's the thing when you read from the script. Sometimes you fuck up and you say it wrong. So if I do a video of me reading, then it's like an exercise in you watching me try to read.
But it is kind of the point. This whole thing gets very meta, and this episode's going to be rather meta. Life is synchronicity
Life
of
is
events
pretty
within events,
meta.
and I tie them all together, and my brain constantly fights with the duality of things. A part of my brain is saying to me, who gives a shit what you think? And another part of my brain is saying, well, you have these people that do care what you think, and what you're up to, and what you want to talk about. And a part of me says, you're interesting, and you do have interesting things to say. And another part of me says, you need a conversation piece. You need somebody to talk to. And another part says, well, then I become reliant on another person. And then I've also created a format of the podcast that I'm supposed to stick within. I've created a cell for myself, a place that is almost a trap. I think I've created something rather you.
So the first thing, okay, when we create from the pattern, the first thing God does is limits himself to a point. So when you create anything, the first thing you have to do is limit yourself. Because if we don't limit ourselves, then we end up like Travi here with just shit everywhere. Every project you can think of all started, but nothing completed. There's no finished product here. There are only ideas started, like haphazardly sometimes.
Unique, but at the same time, it's so stifling to have to talk about one subject, say Tool, which I love Tool, but I am so much more than Tool.
But that's kind of why Tool's a good idea for a podcast, because Tool is often alluding to other things. Like Cosm, for instance, like Alex Gray in general, his artwork has always been pretty prominent, and that is just a rabbit hole in itself. I mean, it used to be the lacrimology, you know, the Joyful Guide to Lacrimology was the big thing back in the day.
Explain myself on why it's taking so long to get to the video that people are waiting for. I had to make this video.
Are we waiting for something?
I almost felt hypocritical to spend time making
because you saw them live?
editing it.
We're not waiting.
To then
We're waiting for whatever you put out.
Further making a video that I'm intending to make.
I saw Tool live twice, and I haven't really talked about it.
The day after
and I had to piss really a lot in Pittsburgh.
What a day to have be Maynard's
Jesus is risen.
Easter, the day Jesus is risen.
So is Maynard.
In the Christian faith. But you know that he was raised in a Christian faith, or whatever sect they want to call it of Christian faith. That's not important. It's a Christian-based religion. They all tie together in my head. You know that Maynard has experienced this several times in his life. I don't know how many times it takes to get back around to being Easter on his birthday.
Well,
but it's probably
that's what I was just thinking. So it's like a lunar thing, right? Easter falls on the first full moon. What is it? No, I can't even remember it right. I don't even want to say it.
To deal with being born on the day.
But it would be every
That's a thing for him. So I thought the Lester Key song "White Rabbit" that was released yesterday on Easter was a good song to base this episode on, because let the rabbits wear glasses, and also because I spent a lot of time yesterday listening to it while we were hiding Easter eggs. The song was playing, and I
damn you. Let the rabbits wear glasses.
Last night, as I was falling asleep, with a lot of things going through my head, processing everything, and I tried to expand my mind a little bit yesterday, and it helped me to deal with some of the.
See, like even those little edits, like I said, my videos lack, and sometimes it's just me going a dur.
Is it camera based? Is it audio based? And so much trying to force control onto something that is almost uncontrollable. This world around us is uncontrollable, and
I wonder if I could get
structure and shape onto this thing that is always changing, ever changing and chaotic all around us. And we try to put order to it, which that's a big part of what
calling all to arms in order.
With the episode was look at pages of trying to put things in order.
Oh yeah, notes.
Which I did. I mean, this is the order.
Notes, dude.
But is it the right order? Is it a good order even? I don't know. But it's the order that it's going to be. And now I have to go through and edit this thing and cut out the silences. And some of those silences would be tolerable if I had another person if I was talking to OGT founding father over here. 46 and 2 score ago, being on a dollar bill actually meant something. Well, I would have to say that the dollar's gone down quite a bit in value. If you're on the $1 bill, but at least you're on a dollar bill. That's all you can really hope for.
Novus Ordo.
I struggled with even hooking up a mic. Like I could talk into just the camera.
I just put $1 on my thing.
Of the audio is only marginally better.
Get cash money to cause them.
And my interface into a computer, and then take that. There's a whole series of plugins and processes that go into producing the audio the way it is, and it's only still marginally better.
You got a mic,
than
dude?
The camera audio would be, except then you would hear little noises in the background, and not just straight my voice into a microphone, and then you wouldn't get the nice illusion of a fancy microphone.
Oh,
this
pretty.
has some production
Make
value.
it sound all pretty.
This has fancy production value.
This man sounded like his voice
This is my show, and I set it up this way, and it's going to be what I'm doing. But the struggle is also editing that podcast, so I'm going to get back to that. But I also want to get back to music. This is why I have a microphone to begin with. Why I have all this equipment. It's why these guitars hang back with music. I love Tool, and I love this podcast has been very cathartic for me. But music is what I want to get back to. And I know that you guys know this. But the music that introduces the show is my music. And I want to get back to making more music and focusing on music. And
Makes
maybe
music.
I can do both. This, that, and music. If I manage my time more carefully. And you know what? Maynard's birthday yesterday, the post by Alex Gray that called him a world famous multitasker.
Dude, he doesn't stop.
and he's inspiring in that way of how many things you actually can get done if you just get to doing. That's inspiring. And I believe I'm capable of doing more, but also, you know, as I'm going through this cycle of questioning myself and what is my value, and do I want to keep doing a show that takes so much time to edit? What if I just cut the video out? What if it was just audio? What if I did, hey guys, there's another Tool show. It's called Spiral Out Podcast. The guy, Chris West, interviews people from the Tooliverse, he calls it. I prefer still just say Tool Universe because it's just, I like saying universe. Maybe that's all it is. But the Tool Universe, the wider umbrella that is people, maybe the artists and Tool fans and collectors that are associated with Tool. There's another Tool podcast.
They're trying to push us off.
I almost want to. I want to just interview people. I would love to talk to some of the people associated with Tool. I would love to talk to Brett Fanger, the main person behind Lester Key. Brett Fanger, I want to say is his name.
Ask him questions.
Hey, I was right. But I would love to talk to the wider Tool universe and not just do this silly show that I've built for myself. But, you know, like I said, I've kind of set up a format, and maybe I can think of a way to expand that format. Maybe I can...
Oh, yeah, dude. Here's the thing. You just got to keep doing the thing. It's already called Disgustipation Podcast. It began... Dude, there's always something nowadays to be disgusted about, okay? And if you ever need somebody to talk to about how much you hate it, you call me. But eventually, there's no way somebody that's just bored that was involved with Tool isn't going to want to talk about Tool on a decently produced podcast. Like you said, you got equipment and you got and you're into music already, so you already have a shorthand about certain techniques or whatever. You already know certain music nerd stuff that even that I like Tool more than anybody wouldn't know, because I'm dumb. I'm so very dumb that I wouldn't know that stuff. So I don't know. You just might have something here, El Jefe.
Maybe there is a way to incorporate that element into what I already do. Or maybe I just need to get back to doing music.
Yeah, you know what, my buddy.
Or maybe I can balance both.
Yeah.
Or maybe music. I have the duality in my mind that
Pure Rock Fury, the solution is so clear.
This whole episode even was inspired
calling
by,
all humans and able volunteers.
And my brother said to me, hey, as he was leaving, of course he dropped this bomb on me that that kind of shattered my world, because I had so much anxiety already about how long it's taking me to get to things. I had to convert video files from the new camera that I got. Anyway, so my brother says to me, hey, stop fucking around and letting your fans down and get that, where's that new episode, basically? I don't remember what he
was
said,
thinking. That's funny.
Yeah, I have a lot of guilt about that.
No.
In my head, it's like the people that do care.
No, don't do that.
I feel like I've let down.
No,
and
don't do that.
Also, the people who are most valuable to me, which is my family and myself and my...
Remember Cyberpunk 2077, and they're like, it takes as long as it takes, and every fan said, we're cool with that, man. As long as it comes out, we're cool with how long it takes. And then they pushed it, you know. But here's the thing. That limiting thing I mentioned earlier, that's fucking real important for all of us when we start making something, is that you limit what you're doing. This is the goal. I'm doing this. I have these materials and this and this. Because otherwise, you can just keep adding paper. The pattern keeps growing. And you can always add more circles and draw another line.
Singer BJ and James,
it never stops, man.
And like the people that I want to make music with, the things that are most valuable to me might be taking a little bit of a backseat to this other thing sometimes. And I don't know if I want it to be that way. Or maybe I want to keep doing a show, but I don't want to stick to the format that I've already set.
Maybe you could just record.
Maybe nobody cares about what I have to say unless I'm talking.
Yeah, maybe if you're talking to somebody, maybe. Or maybe you could record yourself while you're doing other stuff and just say things. Because this is what I've been wanting to do, is have a recorder so that when you start talking to yourself, you can just record it and then play it back as audio for your podcast. You wouldn't necessarily have to sit down and record yourself. You would do it when you're already in the zone somewhere else.
Talking about Tool. Who knows? Nobody cared who I was until I put on the glasses.
Huh?
Some of this stuff is only going to make sense if you listen to the episode that's after this one, because this is very meta. I might have referred to Bane in the episode that follows this one. By the way, the new Batman movie is fucking awesome. Maybe one of the best Batmans that has ever been made. But here I am rambling, and I didn't mean to get rambly. Maybe I've said all the things I need to say. Maybe I just need to get back to editing this show. Like I said, this episode was inspired partially by my brother and partially by my guilt that I needed to kind of explain myself. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And the Tool Trivia episode before the one that I'm working on, the previous Tool Trivia episode had so much work and production value go into it because I had more time to do it. Whereas with this one, the next episode that comes out, episode 11 has been and will be waiting.
Has been and will be
waiting. Yes, it's going to be episode 11. And
defending his light and wandering.
On the 10th, which
where the
now in my head
hell have
the 11th
I
and will be
been?
waiting. It's the 11th. It has been, and
lost.
we will be waiting for this episode, which will be episode 11, which is funny because I misnamed the episode when I exported the file as 11, but it was 10, and now this is 10,
as
and that was 11.
All of us.
Now I gotta go back in there and switch those around. The numbers are gonna change. The old one is the next one. It's all very confusing.
Scratch that, reverse it. No, wait.
It's all very
scratch
hard
that, reverse it.
In order. And I want to get back to playing my guitars and making music and getting lost.
Play your guitars. Here's what me and Reggie do.
And that's what this song,
Reggie sits there and plays boos, and I just sit there and talk to him a lot of the time. Why not play doos when you're talking about whatever?
Lester Key, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. It's a cover of that song by Lester Key. You
should join Cosm members. I hate to be a show here to send more money to Cosm, but that's at least an inside for you to be on, like Alex Gray's side of things. I'm telling you. Fucking telling you, man.
And Paul D'Amore worked on Dune. He worked on the soundtrack for Dune. I know maybe some of y'all saw that video.
By the way, this has been like my favorite idea. I've been calling them nutrient gradients of like how things, even like love, moves through the universe. This is like what it looks like as opposed to like the pattern. Because these lines, these are going through concentric circle patterns. So it changes its direction really easy. It doesn't make a whatever. And that was in the opiate video. The fucking Elohim bodies were these with conjoined this. It was this. Holy fucking shit. Holy dude.
Before it's only 3 or 4 fully absorbed.
The opiate video. Remember? Elohim. That is what the fuck I've been talking about. Oh man. Or they have a statue. They have a statue or a sculpture, whatever the fuck that thing is. But that's pretty fucking good. With you know what I'm talking about, right? The bodies, and then this. If you've seen the opiate video, you have to know. Sorry, Jeffy.
And I watched that on the plane home from LA. All of this circles back into itself, and then as I'm feeling all these feelings about whether or not I want to be doing what I'm doing, spending all my time doing instead of creating music, and that gets back to the point of Lester Key. Like, I want to make what Brett Finger is doing. I want to be so wrapped up in music and making music and creating a whole world for people to get lost in, and that's what I did last night with Lester Key. I got lost in the world of their White Rabbit.
Hey, dude, I got some
Let the rabbits wear glasses.
Got some lyrics laying around. I got some lyrics laying around if you have any tunes.
Let the rabbits wear wooden teeth for all I fucking care. I concur. As you can tell, I haven't had any notes this episode, so I'm trying to remember if I touched on all the things I wanted to talk about. So the last thing I think that I wanted to say was, after all these feelings, this duality of why would anybody care what I had to say, and why do I care if anybody cares, and why don't I just talk and do my show and have fun doing it? But then again, nobody cared who I was until I put on the glasses. Now I just sound like a fancy guy. But Bane kind of had a fancy thing going on.
No one cared
anyway,
who I was.
So I create this world. I enjoy creating a world of something that you can get pulled into, especially with the 2-camera thing. It does that for me anyway. I don't know if it has that effect on anybody else, but I put a lot of production value into those things.
We like
I got back from LA on the 27th, and I didn't have enough time to put all the value into it that I thought it needed, because it was the Tool Trivia episode that I had originally envisioned with the first one, because...
Oh, is that what we're waiting for?
I had this idea of them... of somebody answering before the other person could answer with the Tool Trivia. And I finally got to do that with Julia and Mike, but I'll go more into that later.
A legit competition.
In the next episode.
You were really nice on the first couple. You were like, it's...
pushing me to make this video explaining myself. And one other thing was that of all the things in the world to happen, as I'm feeling a little bit despondent about this whole thing, and a little bit overwhelmed with the whole thing, and wanting to get back to creating music, but also knowing that I have anxiety and trouble maintaining my thoughts in an order, I happened to randomly win an Alex Gray Instagram giveaway for a Tool poster, which kicked in my inspiration to finish doing what I'm doing.
Which one did you get?
Did
you get the hand?
Again.
Or, dude, there were so many.
So it was like a call to not just give up on what. While I was talking before, which would be easier to do conversationally if I was talking to another person, or if I had notes. But I didn't write notes, because I wanted this to be a fair, open-hearted episode.
Open your heart. Look at this. Yeah, that pink,
apologizing to you guys.
A perfect circle shit where they eat their heart out. I've been wanting to make one, and then have, you know, of course, a bunch of veins everywhere coming off of it.
I'm gonna
make it like an
edit
octopus.
the shit out of this podcast. Sorry it's taken so long. I'm sorry that I said that it'll be out on the 10th, and it's not out yet. But I'm sure you guys
Sorry I didn't send this up and get a brick.
Easter was yesterday, and I got kids, and trying to not be overwhelmed.
It's just my name.
Trying to not rush out a shitty episode, because it was finally what I imagined it.
I'm still gonna do it.
2 people,
even though you guys like
swearing
bricks,
off.
I'm still gonna send them.
And not only 2 people, but 2 really cool people. And I didn't want to let them down. And I didn't want to look back on a show and think it could have been better. So to maintain some of the show format, I'm going to end with what my brother gave me for my Tool collection segment for my birthday. And in the background, you might see things that will be featured in the next episode. The prior episode. The previous episode.
The previous episode that is yet
and
to
the
air.
Next as well.
Tricks in editing can...
Here's my dad's ashes.
Okay, I kept wondering what that was. I kept seeing... Okay. Dude. That's pretty heavy. That's pretty cool shit, man. I wondered what the clock was for. I kept seeing pictures of it. I don't know if I wasn't reading. I guess I don't always read stuff.
Okay, so check this
I
out.
don't know how to read. I guess I didn't know.
And then a perfectly weighted metal top.
So you know that you're still...
I'm going to see how long it spins.
Awake.
And that's how it's going to end. I'm going to probably slowly zoom in.
All cinematic like.
This top spinning in front of the baked potato rock and the Tool clock.
Fucking cool, dude.
Thank you for listening. I love you guys. And I'll see you shortly. Can't say for sure when the episode will be out, but it will be out by the 7th. I'm Jeff. I'm out.
Can't say when, but I'm going to anyway. Hey, Tooltime. Get some. We're not ever gonna wake up. I knew we were still in the dream. Oh, he's gonna miss it. Weeble Wobble Hot Rod Gang Revelator Big Bang.